2016 was the last time we've been up here, but not necessarily in this area, because this is the Bighorn. We're on the Beartooth Mountains, and I've been on the Beartooth Mountains since 2016, but we're on a specific trail that we last did in 2016. Do you remember what that adventure was called?
I do.
What was it?
That was the Morrison Jeep Trail.
Yep, it was overlanding the Morrison Jeep Trail. Yep. So we are on the Morrison Jeep Trail on the Beartooth side.
Yeah.
Last night we drove up and over the Beartooth Pass Highway, which that was a very fun drive in the dark, I have to say. It was different.
Yeah, it was beautiful at night. It was very nice.
And we got into this camp, which is just past the parking lot area at about 10 o'clock last night. And then by the time we were all falling asleep, it was about 11, I think. It was by the time we climbed up into bed. So
for me, it was 5 after 10.
Was it?
No,
yeah,
I don't know.
You were
I fell asleep pretty fast.
Pretty much, yeah. You opened up your door and climbed in, and you were out. Yeah. Here, I was still trying to put up my tent. So, this weekend's adventure, we are going to be driving the Morrison Jeep Trail from the top down to the switchbacks.
Right.
And the main reason for this trip is there's been a lot of people reaching out to me asking what condition is the Morrison Jeep Trail in. Is it open? Is it closed? And that's what this weekend's adventure is going to be all about. I reached out to the BLM and got information from the head engineer on this project, and I'll share that with you guys later in this video. So we are going to make our way on the Morrison down to the top of the switchbacks and camp, and then we're going to make our way back, and we're going to show you guys what condition that it's in. And also, so many people focus on the Morrison of just the switchbacks.
Right.
There is so much more to this trail in beauty and scenery and
longevity. I mean,
longevity.
It's a long way.
Yeah, the total length of this trail from the bottom of the Clark Forks Canyon to the top of the Beartooth Highway, it's 25 miles long, and you're in first gear, low range, all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's beautiful up here.
It is. And so we want to show you guys the rest of the Morrison Jeep Trail that nobody really shows. So
yeah, excellent.
Come with us today on our adventure, and we will show you guys what the Morrison Jeep Trail is currently like.
John and I were so excited to be back on this trail, and we had such good memories of 2016's adventure. Also, I'm very excited because my oldest son gets to tag along with me on this weekend's adventure. How is it driving this trail with the Jeep versus the Land Cruiser.
Easier, and I think most of that is because of suspension.
Well, and you've got a low range gear too.
And I've actually hardly been in for. I actually really haven't used first gear. Like I'm either in like second or third in low range.
Nice. And yours has the, was it the 4.1 transfer case, the Rubicon transfer case?
I believe that is what it is, correct. I know it's definitely lower with the manual in the Rubicon, even than it is in the automatic. This is a cool corner here. Oh, I got lucky and hit that one just right. I'm right on top of the rock with my rear. Cool.
Right from the very beginning, from parking lot to parking lot, I would say, you're off-roading. And what I can remember is the entire trail, you are driving over rocks the entire time. And that's why it's first gear low range, or at least first gear low range in my book. I know there's been people that come up here and they're zipping along a whole lot faster than that, which, hey, kudos for you. But me personally, to make it a nice, comfortable, enjoyable drive, your first gear low range, not even 5 miles an hour most of the time. And this time we got trailers with us. Yeah, we do. So I've got the Roamer behind me, and John, he's got his teardrop camper. So in 2016, I had my FJ80 Land Cruiser, and John had his FJ60 Land Cruiser. But we also had a couple of friends with us, and we had Drew and his family in his FJ80 Land Cruiser. And then we had Chris Campbell in his Toyota Tundra. And it was good. It was good times. Everybody enjoyed the trail. Oh man, the view off that way. Got Chain Lakes out that way. Just absolutely gorgeous. If I had time, I carry a fishing rod with me just in the back. Always, so then that way I can toss a line in.
Travel was slow, but John and I, we really did not mind this because it gave us a great opportunity to look at the scenery around us as we were traveling through it. When traveling the Morrison Jeep Trail, you will encounter a few sections that are a little bit more technically difficult, but it gives your brain a chance to get out of the monotonous grind of slowly chugging along, and me and John really enjoyed these sections. Man, sometimes I wish these Tacomas would flex just a little bit better. I think this is something that I'm going to look into in the future.
Easy, John. So I just decided to try doing a really tight section, doing a really tight corner here, and you can see had to hook, or had to go underneath that big tree, had to hook around this tree. I had rocks right here that really didn't hang me up, but you can kind of see how tight that is. But I totally didn't realize that I lost my antenna, and it looks like my antenna, the thread snapped off on the base of it. First carnage of the trail.
It is broken?
Yeah, the threads broke off. Let's go take a gander and see. Maybe I could fix it at camp. I mean, I'm still able to talk to John up close. But so that's where I had it mounted. I had it mounted, I think, right there. But ooh, maybe I can get that out and have enough thread to thread into the base of that. Dang, that sucks. Well, let's see if I can fix it real quick before we move on, because I kind of need that. All right, so luckily, if you come look here, so this snapped off inside here, and luckily I was able to just thread that out. And I think if I just thread this in a little bit, like maybe a quarter of that, maybe half, like that, like right there, I think we can make it work. So hopefully this is going to be the trouble child right here. Hopefully that this isn't too corroded enough. We'll take that cable off. See, I'm hoping that this is threaded in there versus machined. Oh no, I might be screwed. Nope, not going to be able to fix that. So there's a plastic liner here to insulate this housing, and this is part of that. So that really sucks. Well, shish kebabbies, I guess I'll just have to leave the cable out like this, and I guess I will only be able to communicate with you
GMRS.
if we're close. Oh, that's right, we do have GMRS. That's right, because you have your GMRS radio as well. Okay, well, I guess we'll switch over to GMRS. That sucks. Oh well, it's all right. Stuff happens. We'll keep going.
A few more miles down the road, we found ourselves coming to a nice little area that had a creek flowing through it. We decided to take a lunch break and stretch our legs for a bit, since we've been in the vehicle for about 5 hours now. We walked down to the stream to admire its beauty with the sun glistening through the branches of the trees and the huckleberry bushes looking like pillows laid out all over the ground. We laid down among the huckleberry bushes and enjoyed nature's sweet little snacks. Girl was enjoying herself as well, but keeping a watchful eye for those squirrels that she loves to take chase. Well, it was time for us to continue on down the trail, even though it was really hard to leave that beautiful place. Man, I could have stayed there all day long. Well, we were just a short distance away from what I feel is the hardest part on the upper section of the Morrison Jeep Trail. We finally reached the hardest section on the upper part of the trail. Now, this section consists of large boulders, and depending on which direction that you are traveling on the trail, you will be climbing relatively steep through this section, and it also has a few sections that can put you in some pretty good off-camber angles. John and I really enjoyed this section with the challenge of taking the trailers through this more difficult section of the trail. So let's just see how well the Tacoma and the Jeep does getting up through this section. Heck yeah, the Tacoma handled that with ease, towing the Roamer through there. Well, let's see how John does now in his Jeep, towing his teardrop camper. Now, his teardrop camper, I did put a 4-inch spacer lift on the trailer to clear 31-inch tires. Other than that, that teardrop camper is pretty much all original. John did an excellent job navigating this section of the trail, and that teardrop camper, man, it just followed right behind real nicely. You know, these teardrop campers, I really do think are awesome little trailers for overlanding and off-roading. With the rougher sections of trail behind us, we picked up pace wherever we could since the day was slipping away from us. If you're ever thinking about traveling the Morrison Jeep Trail, I highly recommend it. This trail is truly amazing, and it also runs very deep in history, with the Nez Perce Indians using this trail to access fertile hunting grounds. This trail has been truly amazing. With a heavy snowfall during the winter and a large precipitation of water in the spring, it was the perfect recipe for a landslide to happen on the switchbacks closing the trail. A year later, with a historical 1,000-year flood washing out a section of the trail down in the Clark Forks Canyon, people were really wondering if this trail would ever reopen again. The BLM evaluated the damage done to the trail and was able to put together a request for funding to get the trail fixed. With the grant being approved and the necessary funding acquired, the BLM are now looking at hiring a second engineer to help with the uniqueness of this trail and getting it fixed. The BLM's main focus is going to be the switchbacks. They want to improve the longevity of the trail by building retaining walls wherever necessary and widening the corners whenever the opportunity is available to enhance safety on the switchbacks. If all repairs go well and everything stays within budget, the BLM predict to have the trail reopened by the end of the year 2025. Hearing this information while talking with the BLM engineer was absolutely fantastic. It was so nice to hear that they recognize the importance of this trail to the community, and instead of just simply putting a closed sign on the trail, they want to preserve this trail and keep it open for future use.
So we are now traveling through a section of the trail that I really enjoy seeing, and it would be like super spooky at night. There was a whole bunch of dead standing trees, just like the ones that I showed you guys earlier on the trail. And you just drive right through them, and I can only imagine you got, you know, your light bar on and your rock lights on and all your lights on, and you're driving through, and then all of a sudden you see these dead trees just standing there. That would be totally cool. If this trail was still open around Halloween, oh man, how cool would that be, right? Totally a spook level right there. That would be awesome. Well, we are doing good. Well, we are about hitting our 5 o'clock mark. We were hoping to be down by the top of the switchbacks by 5 o'clock, but that's okay. We stopped and had a nice break, just laid in the huckleberry bushes and just kind of sat there and picked the huckleberries off of the bushes, and right next to a creek, and listened to the creek run, and just kind of just really enjoyed ourselves, you know. Just it was like a therapy session in a way, you know, and it was nice. And now we're actually like wide awake again and really enjoying ourselves, so that was really, really cool. So I think it's gonna be okay if we're, you know, a little bit past our 5 o'clock mark.
The trail was actually quite good and surprisingly clear of any fallen timber. we did find this one section that was a little tight, so we decided to take a few minutes to clear it up. Perfect. Yeah, look at that. There we go. That's great. Just before reaching camp, we ran into this surprise, which luckily, this thing was not a bottomless mud pit. Man, that is going to be one heck of an angle on the trailer. Holy Moses. I can feel the tongue dragging. Oh, holy cow. How close is that?
Let me go take a look at the camera here.
Ow.
You got plenty of room, actually.
Okay. Wow. That's insane.
Ooh.
John was really concerned about dragging his camper, so he decided to take a different line through this section.
Yeah, just you watch that tree. You're good right there. Go a little passenger if you can. Like, yeah, right there. Stay like that. You're doing good right there. Go first gear nice and slow. There you go, doing good. Yep, you're doing good. Yep, I think you got it, John. The trailer slid down in a little bit. Oh, the trailer slid in. You're good.
Wow, I avoided a lot of that.
What an amazing day. And camp, this is probably one of the nicest camps that I've stayed at. It's narrow, but you know what? I don't care. I mean, so this is camp right there, right? John's tucked in back there. But this is the cool part about it. Look at that view. Oh my gosh, I love coming up here. Just absolutely stunning. Well, we did not make it all the way down to the switchbacks. We wanted to shut down at 5, but we pushed it on to 6 because we wanted to set up camp in the light. But as far as we can tell, the Morrison is open from the Beartooth Pass Highway all the way down to the top of the switchbacks. It's open, and it is an amazing trail. So if that kind of helps you on future trips, the Morrison you can do, but it's going to be a one-way in, one-way out, and I will add what I find out from the BLM about the current state of getting the trail fixed, so then that way it's a all the way through drive. So thanks for coming along with us on this amazing adventure and checking out the Morrison Jeep Trail. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a ton of you out there that are watching my videos, but you're not subscribed. Hey, it doesn't hurt you, but it helps me. So anyways, we'll see you guys next time out on the trail.